Good evening. Hello? All right. I thought I was muted for half a second there. Dadgummit. Guys, if you had seen this backstage conundrum, wow, we're talking about squirrel streams. It doesn't even get going and it's already taken over by the damn squirrels. Welcome, everybody. Dadman Walking 55 here. 40 minutes after the hour, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes, this has been a very interesting thing. I got about an hour ago. I kind of like, hey, should we stream? And I went stream. I'm like, okay, I'm in a really middle of something right here, playing the game. Then all of a sudden, hell, an hour, damn it, yes, let's do it. We're here for you. And so now we got this, and then I've I won't tell you what I did. I boomered before the boomer even started being able to boomer on the stream. So we have you guys out in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. Got a couple great guests right here, right now that decided to come in with me. One because he's an instigator of all things to keep me up way late at night, and I never say no. The great Hungry Boy. How are you, sir?
I'm happy to hear your voice. I'm happy to hear Jess's voice, and I'm happy to be bouncing from squirrel branch to squirrel branch, looking for some of that genre juice.
All right. Well, let's bring her in. Not really an accident, but always great to hear the great Jess talking. Oh my gosh, Jess and a Dalek.
Yeah, I changed my avatar. It's like, oh, log in to do it, and I was like, the next thing I know, it kicked me out of the studio.
And it's a classic Dalek too.
It's the one from Matt Smith's time when they go to see Churchill, the Ironside.
Oh, that was actually a really good episode. I enjoyed that episode. I watched it twice. I almost never watch anything twice. But you know, the thing is, Jess, I say it's classic because then later on we got the 1970s disco pump shoe Daleks, and they were terrible.
Oh.
They were terrible.
Oh, is that stuff with the current one? I haven't paid any attention.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking like her first. No, this last season I haven't watched.
I hear you.
I think after all the companions she started with left, I hadn't watched after because I think I watched the first.
The disco shoe Daleks, as I call them, were in the Matt Smith era. They were in the Matt Smith era, and they didn't last long because there was an unholy uproar and war cry amongst the fans saying, "What did you do to our Daleks?" You know. But I don't want to get into that too much because this is a quick stream for Dadman. I don't.
All I hear is I kind of hear because I'm really not much for the Doctor Who, and I did this. But you guys were perfect cover for me because I'm getting DM from somebody else about a future stream somewhere else. While you two guys are covering for me, while Lisa pops in the damn chat, I'm just waiting to hear Dadman, you're multitasking again.
And look who we have. We have the wonderful Thor, otherwise known as the daddy of the Maddie.
I'll get in the chat. I'm 3 feet behind you.
Oh God. I mean, I'm always praying for the day that Thor, Maddie's daddy, shows up and says, I would like to have a few words on this stream with Dadman and Hungry.
Well,
I'd be
Thor is supposed to get with me at some point, and we're supposed to do something down the road. So obviously look towards when he has the availability to do that. But let's say hi to everybody that's here real quick. Mr. Angel, first attempt failed. You do not know the half of it. Instead of the YouTube link going to the Discord chat, Mr. Angel, you could have been invited to come on StreamYards with me. Because Hungry and I were backstage. Jess pops up. I'm like, I didn't send this to Jess. It's like, oh, damn, man, you put it in the Discord. Oh, okay. Well, at least it's better there than out on Twitter. That would have been, you never know what you get there, but hey. So, hello, Mr. Angel. Yes, this is the correct stream. And yes, Masters, it's always good to see you, sir. Good to see you. How you're doing tonight. Hopefully you've got your tea. You and Lisa with that tea. Oi, stunning and brave. There's Lisa, the great and glorious Lisa, and who got me, who showed a thing of the turtle Sunday at Culver's the other night. So we decided to go get some tonight. And I forgot to order it though, damn it. So, but it was really good. I can talk about that in a second. Unfortunately, the pictures on my phone, and there's Thor, Maddie's daddy. And if Maddie goes to sleep, I'll be back either way. Have a great stream. All right. Thank you, Thor. Thank you for being here. So, let's see. Boomer moment of the way, at least. What could possibly go wrong from now? I don't know. I mean, we'll have Hungry Boy that encourages me to jump tree to tree, and then Jess will be sitting there laughing. And Dad Man over to the left. No, that left. No, your other left, Dad Man. So
Jess will have the Dalek firing at tree branches, trying to limit us to one aspect of a conversation for 5 minutes. It won't work, but she'll try.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, hit that like button.
Thank you, Steve.
A lot of highs out there, a lot of highs and all that. So anyway,
and Mr. Angel, hello. Special hello to Mr. Angel. And man, the multitasking. I can't do it, but I'm glad there's somebody out there like you who can.
Mr. Angel, Mr. Angel can, yes. Maddie's daddy's trying to get the prettiest girl in Vegas to sleep. Okay, hopefully you come back. Hey, you know
and she's incredibly smart. Maddie is incredibly smart, and you've been on Sunday Night Geekery where she sometimes shows up. You know how smart that little gal is, and I'm hoping by the time I am in my dotage, to use a British term, and my hairs are all gray and I can't get out of my chair, I'm hoping she's going to be the POTUS. But wishes are fishes. We'll all cast our nets.
That's awesome. Mr. Angel is eating soup, typing, following 2 streams. Yeah, that's the multitasking. So I usually get lectured from it because usually, people in the chat are really perceptive, and especially like Lisa. Lisa's one that can identify what type of nut you're eating. Yes, exactly. So one night I was on Mark said she's like, who's eating pistachio? What? Yeah. I'm like, dang.
I admire that.
I know it's like something.
I mean, Mr. Angel suffers from the curse of the House of Usher.
Jess is getting blamed. Jess, what's Jess's fault? Lisa,
I talked about Culver's a lot, so then she went.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, well, she showed that, and then she showed that thing the other night that I think the final straw was at Turtle Sunday or whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, that thing was huge. But hey. Yes,
we need a Culver's here. We need Culver's here. We don't have a Culver's here. We're stuck with the main. We're stuck with Hungry Jack's, which is the Australian escape copyright version of Burger King. So Hungry Jack's is like we have Taco Time, which was Taco Bell. We do have what's that big? I don't like their donuts much, but what's that huge donut chain you have in the United States?
Krispy Kreme. We got
Krispy Kreme, Dunkin'.
Yeah. I like Dunkin'. I miss Dunkin'. Oh, but we have a lot. We have all the crap franchises and none of the good ones. I want Culver's.
What is considering a crap franchise? Oh, hold on a second. Let me finish reading the chat there, and then let's start off with that there. So Lisa knows her nuts. No, nuts, but Lisa, the real nutty professor. So we got Mr. Angel. Don't yell at Maggie. You set it up. Hey, we got 8 people here already. Make sure you smash that like button, as Thor said. Follow us on the Twitch side too. Oh my God. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, we've lost 2 subs today already, thanks to the YouTube gods. Yep. So we're back to 34 we need. So
but 2 days from now you'll probably get 5 back. I mean, I don't understand how any of this crap happens and how
that's what it seems like. Sometimes it seems like they go and then they slowly come back. It's weird because I've been bumping between 465 and 468, and it's like it's just back and forth. Oh, Stunning is actually getting a Krispy Kreme in Canada soon.
Oh, good.
Go during the time they're hot.
Yes, when that hot light.
They have like a hot and fresh thing, and they'll walk around and give you a free plain glazed donut.
Yeah, especially,
and it's fun to watch.
When you see the hot, fresh now light on, that's when you really go, like Jess was saying. But go ahead, Jess. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then they have that glass thing you can watch the conveyor belt thingy taking the donuts through the glazer.
Oh yeah.
Like you can stand there and watch that while you're waiting in line. Get more and more hungry for donuts.
Yeah, we got Jess, we have a really cheap donut chain here that's wanting to compete with Krispy Kreme called Donut King. I think it was originated in China and got here. But yeah, they do this micro conveyor belt thing that's like only 2 feet long. So, blink and you miss it. But it's a good idea.
Yes, exactly. So let's do this. Let's see, because we always love to talk food, but hey, we're going to have a distraction. damn it, Fortnite. StreamYard's studying a brave hell to the president of the International Hockey Association. So, hey, you know what we did the other night? I don't think you were around where you hung. Maybe you were, but we actually talked hot. Or we talked soccer. We actually got some soccer talk in for Masters.
Otherwise known as football, or as in
Football,
Australia,
yes.
football, as we say in
Football.
Australia. Football.
Okay, we got a poll. Thanks to Lisa. We got a poll. All right. So, all right. Say, let's do this, and Jess, you can help me with this. So, we're going to start. What is the best donut franchise? So,
I'm going to bring one back from the 70s.
Okay,
you got to put in Winchells. You got to put in Winchells.
Okay, well, I've got to do the main ones that we have now. We got the Krispy Kreme. Okay.
Dunkin'.
Then you got to have Dunkin'. And of course, to me, it's Dunkin' Donuts, but it's just Dunkin' these days. So, all right. Okay. Are there any other main national ones?
To be like a shop face? I don't think so.
Okay. What was the one you said, Hungry?
Winchells. From back in the 70s and the 80s, and they closed in the 90s. I was lucky enough when I was living in America just before they closed out. Winchells were fantastic because I'm a chocolate donut.
Like W-E-N? Go ahead.
WINCHELL''S.
Hold on, you got to respell it because I.
You didn't do the spelling bees in grade school, did you?
No. Yeah, I did. I won my school spelling bee contest.
Yes,
exactly.
See, this is part of how you became a great person in your field of endeavor, paying attention to details and memorizing.
Yeah, but then I lost in the districts because of some damn saxophone. I hate friggin' bands now from then on.
Oh yeah, I guess for the Canadians we could include Tim Hortons.
Okay, so did you say WINCHELL''S?
Yes, look at that magnificent memory.
Okay, and let's look at Tim Horton. Okay, we'll put those two. I guess it depends on. I've seen Tim Hortons around, so they are in America too. So Krispy Kreme, Dunkin', Winchells, and Tim Horton. Thank you, Lisa, for the poll idea of the night. You will be fined $50. So hey, thank you. Yeah, you got to pay to have your ideas around here. So
although Dunkin's gone downhill.
Yeah. Ever since they changed the fat, it's like McDonald's French fries.
And they don't really bake them in anymore. Now I guess they kind of like when they kind of get them in frozen.
Yeah.
And
thaw them. I think we've got a couple people in here real quick. Lisa's not the wrong time. Hey, fresh is best. Totally agree, Jess. Send us Dunkin' Donuts, In-N-Out Burger. Masters asked, did you manage to dominate a Dalek? Kudos. And Small Time Republic's here. Hey, Small Time Republic. Here's my guest on last night for football. We went 3 hours on college football.
Lisa.
That was fun. That was fun, folks. A great stream we had. Master said donuts not as filled. We sell stones called bleeds to the people. Stunning has Tim Hortons Donut Party Destination Donuts.
Stroop waffles are good.
Stroopwafel. Yes, I've had a Stroopwafel.
Walmart has Stroop waffle ice cream sandwiches.
Buddy said that they still have Winchells here in California.
Oh, beaut.
And howdy. Now I'm gonna call you Clobby. I'm gonna call Buddy Hungry now. So welcome in, Buddy.
That's beautiful. Hello, buddy. Hey, great to see you. And yeah, Lisa, we're talking about
exactly.
We're not talking about the prepackaged. So I've had Hostess. Hostess was great, and then there was oh God, what was that? What was that other prepackaged thing in America?
I don't know, but I love Masters.
Yes, thank you. You read my mind.
That's probably the best known of them.
But dude, I like Masters saying blame Canada is not a real country. And Enemans, I just keep thinking of enemas. Just
hey.
What? I just wait, what? It's late night. Wait, I forgot to put my thing up there in the back. Oh well, we got a football background, folks. So but hey, if y'all saw the new logo, let me see about bringing that up. to show this off, because this is actually technically Late Night with Dadman and Friends, episode number 1.
It's a secret squirrel show, and that's an actual Steve knows secret squirrel. That's an in joke for people in animation. Secret squirrel. It's a secret squirrel episode of Late Night with Dadman.
Look what Mr. Angel said. He doesn't know Krispy Kreme, but Duncan's honorary mention because they invented the donut balls. Making money off the holes, bloody brilliant. Yes. So, Buddy is saying that most of the Winchells around here are now Yum Yum Donuts, but Ellie still uses the Winchells name.
Oh, okay, good.
So let me do this real quick. Let me bring this up over on this other side. I want to show off the
Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah. You know, Lisa, you're going to, you know what I've said earlier, so.
She likes egging us on. She likes egging us on.
But she knows what I'm talking about. I know. Shooter's here. Hey, Shooter. We got 10 people here. Yay. I only know 2 donut chains, and that's Donut King and Krispy Kreme.
That's all we got here in Oz, Shooter. That's all we got. That's, I mean, you can get donuts in real bakery stores, but that's going to be, that's catch as catch can. It depends on how good the bakery is. And Shooter knows what I'm talking about. The best donuts we had in Australia, Shooter, and you're a bit younger than me, is the ones we had in the tuck shop at the schools back in the 80s and the 90s, and then everything went to crap after that. But
yes. Well, let me take advantage of this now and pass this along, because I want to display. If I had not boomered and sent the whole StreamYard out to everybody, I would have been able to get this done. But Masters did say, one far day, I will make my way into this panel. LOL, you need a German with Chicano attitudes. Masters, I look forward to that one day. I don't know. Do you follow? Are you on Twitter? Do you follow me? Or if you do, send me a DM, or let me know how I can get a hold of you. So, Buddy says we have a hole in the wall place around the corner that's been there way back when my dad was a kid. That's where we go. Those are the best ones. So oh my God, we got one over across town. We drive across town to get there. They had the apple fritters. They had the really hardcore old school, like sugar. They're hell hardened. You could use them as a baseball. They got so much sugar on them. So, well, speaking of this, let me bring up the Mrs. New Work. And if you've seen the tweet that went out, folks, this is the new tag that's going out for these type of late night streams here. Because we got this talking about Hungry Boy. The tilt chats are kind of a thing, and but it was like, because we go so into all kinds of different added things, and so yes, you can. You can put off all the hard work we can. You can. Here at Dadman Walking 55 Productions, we encourage the putting off of yard work like I like to do. If anything, but annoy your neighbors. I got a next door neighbor that insists on like mowing every week, just about, and not the old retired guy. It's some guy, and he's got his kid out there bagging the clippings, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm old. That's why I bought my own house, because I choose when I'm out. Anyway, squirrel. This is the Late Night with Dadman and Friends, our first episode of it with the Hungry Boy and with Jess, and this is one of our thumbnails with it that the missus has come out. So, yeah, appreciate her hard work on this. And that's, and like we cover it because it can be impromptu. We're not necessarily set any particular night of the week. It can be something as we do, as we feel like, or it can be good from 10 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning. Who knows? So,
oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I don't think that was me. Is somebody else eating chips? Is anybody else chewing anything? Because if nobody else is chewing anything, Mr. Angel, your House of the Usher curse is working full flex today.
Nothing crunchy, no. I had Hershey Kisses.
I was chewing gum. I apologize.
I was eating a Hershey Kiss.
It's out of my mouth now, Mr. Angel. I took the gum out of my mouth. Okay. So. That's funny.
I got a bag of Hershey Kisses. It's like, those shouldn't be loud.
I know. It's like we're trying not to. Oh my God.
Is there like a way I can change my mic settings? Make them not so loud or something?
Well, you can turn down the gain. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
only
mic volume. Can turn that down.
Yes.
yeah, but
There
it
we
was,
go.
maybe Mr. Angel was
Oh.
responding to the rapper because I heard the rapper,
Yeah.
but I
That
just,
might be the rapper.
yeah, Mr. Angel putting hands together.
Yeah. Oh, well, I tell you what, it's also, I mean, StreamYards is also going crazy before other times. I saw a streamer the other day, the whole trying to play video. It's all, oh my, it was, I don't know how they just didn't quit the stream. It was, oh no, it's StreamYard. The IRS is listening and watching for super chats. Hey, Suzanne Eckstein's here. Hey,
Hello,
thank you.
Suzanne. Hello. Great to see you.
Yeah, thank you for the like. Yes, say hello. Have a great stream. Thank you. Maybe you can lurk, say hello. We're good to see you as always. So, it's all good. Well, thank you for the heads up, Mr. Angel. We appreciate it. We try not to. I've gotten actually more cognizant of it and trying to be careful of background noises. You sometimes just, it happens and it gets magnified with mics, how those go. But hey, this is the Mrs. New Work. And Hungry, what from your angle, we want to say a little bit, because you and I talked about this. I have the chill chats. So start off as like a, just like when I decided I want to go out and have a random talk with the audience and stuff, and then that moved into also chilling with where I'd have other guests come on, like it's one-on-one interviews. But when we're talking about this, because I think you kind of kicked this idea first, didn't you? But
possibly
I might have come
yes.
up with the name.
Well, you were asking about a new idea for what a late night would be. And then I mentioned the fact that I was a big fan of Johnny Carson, as his Thor, and Letterman up until about 2001, somewhat as his Thor and other people. And it just seemed like a late night show. It seemed like a good old fashioned late night talk show where we have a couple of notions about what we're going to talk about, but it's not necessarily a chill chat, which could go anywhere and everywhere. But with a late night show, you have sort of a vague idea of where you might be going, a vague idea of the principles and the topics. And it just semiotically, to use a big Scrabble Raquel word, semiotically, that word late night actually means something different to chill chat in the way it affects people's brains and their subconscious. So choosing the right title words actually sets up the viewer for what they're going to receive. And that is why, we talked about, late night with Dadman and Friends, just like other late night shows. And I miss those late night shows. And all of them, not to sound like a grumpy old bastard, but
we specialize in being grumpy old bastards around here. So see,
they exactly. The new ones kind of suck. I mean, Jimmy Fallon was never funny. Jimmy Kimmel was only funny when he had a co-host that could help him be funny. My favorite one was Craigie Fergie Pants. Craig Ferguson, and Jess might know about him because he was a huge Doctor Who fan and always had a little toy TARDIS on his desk. And
I've heard of them.
Oh, you'd love the shows. If you go back and they're on YouTube, you can go and check out and he will have discussions with his co-host, who is a voiceover actor who played Jeff Peterson. I'd have to look up his name, but he was the skeleton who'd raise an arm and say, "Oh my," in a George Takei kind of voice, and it was wonderful. And he was a little bit too naughty by the time 2016 and 2017 rolled around. So they nixed him for someone who was a lot less funny, but a lot less.
Well, I think he also offended the wrong, someone that Hollywood decided was one of the untouchables. And
oh, yeah.
He kind of called them out. And
yes, he did.
What happened to Piers Morgan calling out Meghan Markle and it's like, and now she's gone down.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
right. Master said the thing is,
we know who you're talking about. We know who you're talking about, Jess. We won't name her though because YouTube will take us down in a second if we use that name.
Oh boy! Well, please no. I just got here.
No. There's lots of.
I'm going backwards already.
Out.
I
watch already.
Them. Oh man, Masters is here saying that we play a serious game. He won't let us anyway because that's the way it is. You guys in the chat rock. Masters, I got to figure out how to get a hold of you. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, he said I did love call-in shows in the '80s. Was your chance for 5 minutes of fame? Yep, exactly. Hey, fun fact from Small Town Republic: Willie Mays was on the first ever Tonight Show with Steve Allen. You know what's interesting though? And hello to Miss Martin Muses. Greetings. Good to see you tonight. We're rolling out what we call Late Night with Dadman and Friends. Squirrel. This is our squirrel special show, and where we can go late at night and just chase trees, right, Hungry Boy?
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I just had to put something in the private chat that I'm not going to say publicly, but it's not that bad. But that was for Jess, and the thing that, yeah. So you saw it. You did. You know who we're talking. We're talking about the same person, aren't we, Jess? We're talking about the same. Okay, so
maybe.
Look, Mr. Angel's talking about leaving his grumpy old man passport on the nightstand, but he can prove it. Starts yelling at the birds, dogs, clouds. Yes, that's so good.
Indeed.
But Buddy Hepburn's talking about Craig Ferguson had when he had Billy Connolly and Peter Capaldi were epic. But
Peter Capaldi and Craig Ferguson played in the same rock band when they were late teenagers, early 20s. They were in a Scottish punk rock band.
I thought one was like 80, the other was 40 or something. I thought Capaldi was like 20 years older.
No, they're like relatively the same age, and Capaldi was actually in one of my
Capaldi's
favorite.
Old.
Yeah, but I mean, they hung out together, and they also were mutual Doctor Who fans, which is partially how they met. And Capaldi was actually in a wonderful exploitation, very sexy exploitation film. I'll keep it G-rated, I promise. Called in the Lair of the White Worm, and I recommend that to everybody if you can handle a naughty film. It's not too naughty, but it's relatively naughty, and they have a lot in common. Craigie Ferg was always a little disappointed he didn't get to play the Doctor, but he was happy that Capaldi, his good friend, his brother in arms, his fellow Scotsman, got to play that character. And I just want to know, how does this?
Well,
do you ever see the stuff from Graham Norton's show?
Oh,
no.
When
Capaldi was on and Norton pulled out the thing about when he wrote into the fan thing, and like Capaldi is just like more and more.
See, I think I'm being outclassed here right ahead. Buddy says the thick of it is great too, Hungry Boy.
Oh yes, Buddy Hepburn. Yes, I watched that.
Oh, is it good? I'd seen the commercials. The ads for it. I've never watched it.
You guys,
too much swearing. Too much.
You guys. I mean, it's like crazy that it's just like you're talking about talk show hosts. I know who Ferguson was. I never really watched him. And things like that. I like that the guy that was just on CBS that everybody hated. The big chubby guy.
No, not him. Oh, Dadman, no.
James Corden. Well, I love when they did Les Miserables in the street in Paris. That was funny.
No, that wasn't.
You have a vested interest. You have a vested interest there, my friend. You have a vested interest because that is one of the best musicals ever created and best operas ever created. So yes, you have a vested interest. Just like if somebody who I think sucks does a great musical version of Rocky Horror Picture Show using Doctor Who stuff, right, in the street, I'm going to say yes, that's fantastic.
Well, I did want to go
some
back.
Good bits,
go ahead, Jess. Okay. Yeah, well, that was one of the favorite ones I have with him. But that's all I watched him was those little gag bits. Certain things like that. I didn't watch it, and I always I always hated the television, the interview part of it, because I found a lot of them not really engaging. It can kind of drift off. But the comedy part was generally pretty good. But somebody mentioned was it Steve Allen? Yeah, Steve Allen back here.
Oh yeah.
At Universal Studios, it's one that Ang and I have been in a few times. They actually have Race Through New York ride with Jimmy Fallon, and it's part of a 3D ride where you go race him to the moon and all back, and also fun. But they set the building up as like an NBC, like NBC Rockefeller one NBC, whatever they call it. You go in but they have all this memorabilia and all this stuff to the Tonight Show host, starting with was Steve Parr, Jack was it Jack Parr, Steve Allen?
Jack Parr, yes.
Yeah, all they have all of them back, and it was like all this thing, and then their time periods and stuff. And it really still looked weird with how you had that one little break with Conan O'Brien in there, and then Jay Leno came back. It's like, you could see that stuff, but it was really, really cool that they did that with that. If you ever get a chance to go see it, it is a cool ride, but to see what they did with that show, because it is of all the shows. Oh God, Lisa said, I thought I was going to say Letterman. No, not that clown. Woo! No. Hey, I'm going to sit here and smile and giggle till the audience awkwardly laughs at it because I'm so damn funny, That's what I did not like about Letterman.
Craigie Ferg ran laps around Letterman, even though Letterman had been doing the talk show thing much longer. But see, here's the difference. Letterman was a stand-up comedian for a brief amount of time before he got his TV show, right? Craigie Ferg had been a stand-up comedian for like a quarter of a century before he got his talk show. So he could read the audience, and he would play right up to the point where the censors would have a problem with him. And he even created a character on his show with a really sexy writer who was also doing a bit of comedy on the side. And she played the representative of the censors on the show. And he would look to her and say, was that a bit much? And she would just look at him and shake her head. And he even did skits with her. And so he mocked the process he was working in. And that is just so incredibly brainiac that I love it. It's like everything I love about good Doctor Who versus crap Who. And the fact that he was a Doctor Who fan, I think that shows. He was a geek. Capaldi was a geek. I'm glad Capaldi never got a talk show, because I swear to God, that guy would get canceled in about 5 episodes. But the people who actually have to struggle to engage live with an audience often seem to be the people who are best at doing the talk show thing.
Well, let me show you. I'm going to... let me close a few things here. Actually, real quick, folks, I want to do something real quick because I'm going to subject you to sports ball for a second. Beavers! The Beavers are up 14-0 in the third quarter. Thank you. Take down Utah. All right. Utah.
Utah.
Yes. Louisville beat NC State 13-10, and Princeton beat Columbia 10-7. And the Gators get the 12 o'clock game tomorrow. Anyway, but no, I digress with that. What I wanted to show you was a little bit of here from Universal Studios. I'm going to take these off the internet pictures. So this is kind of what I was saying. If you've not been there, since we're talking talk show host, and we're going to kind of do this, and I'm going to exert host privilege. And here, this is what the outside looks like here.
Ooh.
So. It's really got, of course, what's so funny, Jimmy Neutron. You know Jimmy Neutron, right?
Oh, yeah.
Aang got so frustrated when we went back in 2001, when things finally started opening, the whole damn trip, I kept saying, let's go ride Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Fallon. The whole damn, even 2 years later, I'm still calling that Jimmy Neutron now. It's like, it's just crazy. But I'm going to show you a little bit.
Oh, did you see? Have you seen his Ben and Jerry's flavor?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's called the Tonight Dough. I forget what's in it.
Oh God, that's terrible. Oh, that's one of the worst puns I've heard in years. Oh.
That's horrible. I don't know if I should show this next picture because of following one that bad. But you know the great almighty Karnak, right?
Oh, God, yes. I love Karnak.
Oh, yes. Oh. Well, this lobby I was telling you about is right here. Is one of the...
Small Time Republic. Tonight,
Tonight, And yes, we can, because we always use it in the context of football. So, hey, that's okay. But, hey, this is what I was telling you about. For each of the hosts, you're going to see... like the time period. Carson was there 30 years. That is just amazing. But here is an example of what it is here in the lobby. Like this is the Johnny Carson. Of course, you have a TV. Of course, back then, you young whippersnappers, I was the family remote control.
Yep.
Me too. Get up, go turn the channel, or the rabbit ears. When we had the damn rabbit ears. And you had to move them around to keep the signal.
When I was a kid, we had the one you could use the remote, but just have the old knob at the front. was the really big console TV. That
yeah.
when that broke down, you got the new not the new skinny ones. It's like the ones still with the box, those tube ones. We just put it on top of the old console and put like a tablecloth over it rather than haul off the big console.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because those consoles,
furniture.
those cathode ray tubes. I mean, we had one that was really big, Jess, and I swear to God, I tried to lift it, and there was this loud popping sound from my lower vertebrae, and my aunt screamed out, "No, stop! Get your brother! Stop! No! Do it together. Lift at the legs. Do it together. Lift at the legs." And it still took us 25 minutes to move it 30 feet.
Yeah, no, my dad, like I've said before, my dad was an independent TV repairman. In the old days, they had a van where they take those TVs. He was a big, muscular guy. He could actually do it, but still, those were some big things. And back when they would go sometimes to houses and make house calls, it just was really, really interesting. How about the ones that also had a record player in it?
Oh, my grandparents had that.
Yes. And Jeremy 5 Rush approved. Welcome.
Hello, Jeremy.
Jeremy tonight. And Small Time says Carson was a drummer, probably helped him with comedic timing subconsciously.
Yeah, but not when he was facing off against Don Rickles or Jonathan Winters. He had no hope then. They would bust him up live.
I don't think nobody could control some of those guys, though.
I love Rickles.
We got 11 people watching us right now. You know that?
Oh, that's nice. That's not bad for an impromptu.
No, I know.
A French word.
Yeah, and just rolling this thing out, and good to see everybody here. Make sure you've hit that like button, subscribe, all that stuff. But hey, thank you for coming and joining us on a Friday night for our first episode of Late Night with Dadman and Friends. And also with one of the reasons why with this concept too is kind of leaving the title open-ended because the guests could rotate.
Yeah, that's true.
And things like that. Like tonight, it's so great to have Jess. It's really good to have you on where you get to talk, where it's not just Fortnite. So.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate you telling me when we're playing duos to your left, Dadman. Other way, Dadman. No, behind you, Dadman.
It's bad when I'm the more directionally competent one. I get lost on the map all the time, and I was directing you.
But we win. You notice it?
Yeah,
You're
we
going
did
out
win.
of the match and we win.
We spent like half the game where it was like, it's too late with the storm. Just go, Dadman. Just go.
It's like, but we still win. It's like, dang, we might as well play duos, and you just pilot me through the whole thing. It's like, well,
it might not be as easy now.
They've
nerfed the Switch lobbies, from what I've heard.
Oh man, that stinks. So I thought y'all would get a kick out of seeing that. I have more, but I don't have time to pull up to look for those pictures. But here's another. Let's see. I think everything I'm seeing. Oh, here. Wait a second. Here's one I can show. Of course, it's got people in it, but I don't care because it's whatever it is. So hey, but it's this is Jay Leno's.
I have to admit, I did not mind his stand-up comedy when he began for the first 3 years. I did not really dig him as a host. I really didn't dig him as a host. No.
Really? What was the problem with it?
I think once he became, for the first 2 years that was different. We're old, we remember these things, but the thing is that some people, once they hit a certain amount of success, they lose this sort of organic timing and rapport with the audience, and it becomes very, very corporate and very timed and very artificial, and it just becomes repetitive all the time. Just like a whole bunch of, sci-fi genre stuff we talk about. And once something becomes a performance that I can anticipate the beats and I can anticipate the jokes and I can anticipate where they're going to break in and when they're going to look at the audience, and there's nothing that surprises me, then I lose interest.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing with this one was I love how that because he replaced Carson for what's that? That's about 17 years. Then he went away and then he came back for 5 years. It's so odd looking at the other wall. We got Conan O'Brien, 2009. It's like, why do y'all even put him in there?
The thing that drove me nuts with Conan was Jay Leno left. Though people were like, I found it, so I put in the chat about the flavor. Yeah. Jay Leno left. Old people were like, oh, we don't like this new guy. So they weren't watching. The young people didn't want to watch him. And then suddenly when the the station's like, hey, no one's watching. We're gonna have to get in a different guy, or hey, Jay said he'll come back, so we're gonna fire Conan. So the young people are like, how dare you? He said, and then they kind of start watching, but they still didn't get enough. And it's like, where were you when it would have saved him? You didn't care until he was being canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
And
not really canceled. It was plain. You're not bringing in the people.
Right. But you know what's so frustrating? I wish I'd given Conan more time because I actually tried to watch it. I watched it more than I had before. I liked that he was a little bit different. I thought Leno was, but Conan I think was different, and the oddity of some of those. Hey, look at this! We've corrupted Shooter. He said, "Oh, it's already time for a break."
Yay!
So, yay!
And also remember, we're having an early spring, early summer here in Australia. So yeah, I understand his garden work. I'm having to fend off against the fruit flies already, and that's about a month and a half early.
Yeah.
So we're the opposite seasons here down under. So
I love this. I want to sing this. Got to move these refrigerators.
Yes.
Got to move that color TV. I should have learned to play them drums. Banging on a bongo like a chimpanzee. Oh, look at them. They'll do well.
We're not going to talk about the words that got edited out of those.
No, I know, which is, but you know, it's you talk about trashing a song. I Am Live, yes, hi, missus. So it was an impromptu stream that Hungry Boy corrupted me into doing, and Jess came in. It's a long story. So
Hi.
Hello, Mrs. Hello.
Yes.
Not too long. It's typical Dadman Boomer.
Yes, a Dadman Boomer. I put the whole StreamYard out on Mark's Discord, so I took it down eventually. But hey, oops. So hey, but we're all good. Would you like?
Actually got to.
Okay, I don't have to mute. Hold on. Yeah.
I was playing Destiny, and I actually got to my next level.
Yay!
I did things I never thought I'd do. There was someone that was helping us, so I wanted to.
Oh, cool! Congratulations. So jump on if you'd like to, if you have time.
Probably not. I'm going to take a little break.
Okay. All right. Well, we got 11 people with us.
Hello, 11 people.
Hungry just cried though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lovely to hear your voice, even for a little bit, Mrs. Even for a little bit.
Oh. Bye. All right.
What a wonderful voice.
Yes, exactly. Very proud. Yeah. Say, but yeah, I know that's another thing. Actually, I started singing karaoke on some Saturday nights. I went back to Ramblin' Connect last week. A friend of mine supposed to be doing some Accident Allies coming up, so be on the lookout for that coming up again. And it's fun. It was a blast. Did some cool stuff. So, Conan, let's see, where do we say? Conan, Shooter said, Conan O'Brien, I enjoyed just a goof, really, but I enjoyed it. Jay and the others at the time didn't really do it for me. That's kind of how I was with that. There was just something about Conan. Maybe it was he was a little bit different. It was not your typical like Carson. But see, I didn't even think Leonard was a good replacement for Carson. He felt different. I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. I don't know how to say other than it wasn't the same. At least that's my thing. I don't know how to describe it any better. But Small Time has also said NBC was not too bright to guarantee Conan the job. Leno got low ratings. Hey, kind of like FSU guaranteeing Jumbo Fisher to be coach and waiting at FSU, and then you ended up with a situation where you had to run off a legend to make somebody happy to give them a job. Yeah, who then leaves you for another one. Small Time Republic, we need to talk again off air because there are some stories I heard about when he left Tallahassee. So, but anyway, sorry guys, a little bit of sports ball in there for you. Actually, the background stories I know are Sports Fall meets Days of Our Lives. So,
oh dear,
yes, I love that. Oh dear. So, folks, hey, welcome. Hey, there's some misses. Okay, stop pressing all buttons, Mr. Angel. Oh God. Oh God, we still got 11 of y'all here. Y'all are a riot. Y'all really are something special being here. I was trying to see if I could find one more picture of this with the with that, because it was really a really neat thing, and of course they did every different type of thing. They have the panda involved. If you know what Fallon does now with this, so it's like here's the. I guess you got him. Here we go. Kind of the inside here with the panda. It really is a nice, classy little ride. They give you all the health warnings, but I think most people could ride it, but it was a nice, cute little ride. And of all those that Aang's like, Dad, ride this. But as we were going on the part the first time, Aang's like, oh, there's Fast and Furious. No, Dad. What? No, Dad, that's a waste of your life. And like the last time we were there, Aang's like, I was like, Aang, are you sure you don't want to just so I could see it once? No. I'm like, well, what? I spent 2 hours with friends because they wanted to watch it, and we didn't get our time back. It was like, so 2 hours once was enough for Aang. I can't ever get to see it, but this is kind of a neat topic. With the late night host. Actually, I was going to talk about donuts a little bit earlier, but since we got on this, do you have a favorite, Jess or Hungry? If you had one favorite late night talk show host, and it doesn't have to be the big networks one. It could be like, because you got like, the guy when the old Fox News, the Fox channel had them, or the Independents, like who's the Coming to America, not Eddie Murphy, but other guy,
Arsenio Hall.
Yes,
Hall?
We got other talk show hosts that have been on different networks and stuff. Who would you say is your favorite talk show host? In terms of the late night format, and I'm not talking about talk radio like all this stuff, but I'm talking about specifically like in the late night talk show host format.
Jess, you go first.
I never really watched the late night stuff. Like, we would watch the evening news, and we never really stayed for the other ones. I found a little bit from the Vancouver Olympics, because he would do like an aborted one after the coverage was done, and he did like thank you notes. And I get a funny one. I think it was about maybe the skeleton, the really, really stupid sport where they lay head first on that little board and they do the luge thing. And it's like,
oh God, yes.
Why are you that much of an idiot? Who thought this up? And he's doing like, his thank you notes can be funny. But then I don't know if, like I said, that one, because he would air on BBC America, that Graham Norton. I don't know if he counts as late night, probably late night. Yeah. Cause he's like, but it's from over in England, but they would air him on BBC America, and like, I bring that up. I think, damn it, you've seen it though, right, Hungry? Some of that?
Oh, no. I've watched, probably, to surprise you a little bit, I've probably seen 75 or more episodes of Graham Norton, because since in Australia we get all the British stuff because we're too cheap and lazy to make our own stuff, and that's
we should introduce Dadman to the big red chair thing.
Yeah, the big red chair is
get a kick out of that.
He would. No, the big red chair is fantastic. He also has very interesting guests, and the thing is, he's always
his research department.
Yeah.
So like funny stuff, and he gets out really good funny stories with them, and he's good for. Or it was really funny one from the first one of the reboot Star Wars, and Carrie Fisher was on.
Yes.
And I guess she and him were really good friends. And like they've talked about things, and like I guess she's not good for keeping secrets, and they told like don't tell anybody. And she, was it about Han Solo? She told some really big secret to Graham, and because she was talking about, and Graham's like, and you told me, and I can't get it. Somehow I get it.
Well,
he's actually really good at getting a good rapport with his guests, and it really does seem like a bunch of friends just sitting around bullshit.
But he's also, he can be really, he's really naughty,
cool.
But he's also very respectful. He knows the line not to cross with his guests, which a lot of people don't, but he takes the time to research their careers and have an interest in it, because he was once referred to as, because again, remember when I was talking about probably 20 minutes ago, the people who did successful stand-up for a long time are better at this game. He was a very successful stand-up in England and Europe for a long time. And so he knows how to work performer to performer and then modulate that for the audience. And he works with a live audience, and then, the editing happens, but who cares? And he knows where to go with the people. But going back to that Carrie Fisher interview, I'm very glad you brought that up. There came a point in Carrie Fisher's life where she wanted to talk about the bipolar stuff and how it physically affected her. Because if you have severe bipolar, you can actually see sparkles and have slight hallucinations and things like that. And she was willing to talk about that. She talked about that with Stephen Fry as well, who had his own show and was on QI and other Brit shows. But she also was very honest about the devil's talcum powder from Peru, and how it affected her. That's my nickname for it. I don't like using the real name. I hate that substance. I think it's despicable. But if you're someone in Carrie Fisher's physical chemical boat, it's going to affect you much worse and much harder. And she was able to be honest with him, and he was able to be honest with her. And it was a real touching moment, very humane moment. And her comedic timing is fantastic. She is so funny, Carrie Fisher. And this is before she got on Star. She was actually on Laverne and Shirley as a guest star. Did you know?
No.
Yeah, and a really spicy episode. It was one where Laverne and Shirley found out that they could get some money by being the television equivalent of Playboy bunnies. And Carrie Fisher was the one trying to help them learn enough to get the job and keep the job. It was a hilarious, cute episode. And it doesn't hurt that most of the people were in one piece swimming costumes for most of it.
Let me say one thing. Hello to Punkwaddle out there.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
Punkwaddle,
here,
good to see you.
buddy.
And the best
hello,
penguin in the world. The best penguin in the world.
The best penguin and the Mrs. Yes, she popped in.
Here we go.
All right.
That's like having a walk-on from a star on the late night shows that nobody expects.
Exactly. I love that. I actually have another person lined up if they want to come in, but it's up to them. But hey, and Punkwaddle says hello to the missus. I did want to say Small Town Republic. Our show last night, you had mentioned the firing of Lane Kitten. ESPN has an article out there tonight about it's been 10 years since supposedly he was fired on the tarmac with USC. So funny with the timing of our conversation last night. So, Mrs., how are you, my lovely wife? I was about to say friend, but
well, you are my friend also. But I'm doing good. I just had some fun playing Destiny too, and I working on a shelf. I'm trying to get my DVD shelf done, and finally, there's been some progress. I should have it put together tomorrow with the help of Dadman.
Yeah, What?
Hello.
Yeah, Shooter, you're right. I saw your comment, Shooter. You're absolutely right, but I'm not going to say anything.
Look at all these people saying hello. And
hello.
I was like, wait a second.
I like Graham Norton, by the way.
Yeah, and there's some guests that he has like a regular. He has like the running gags, like with Daniel Radcliffe, and find these old timey pictures where they look like that one with that old lady and the lady in the glasses, and you would swear someone just photoshopped Daniel Radcliffe and stuff. Yeah, he has a good way of you're hearing about whatever they're there to talk about.
Yes,
but it just feels a natural, more organic thing, and it's not like a lot of the other late night talks, especially Americans, where it just seems like here's the sort of script of these are the sort of things they got to talk about the thing, and then just trying to push them through. It's definitely better. Or when it was for the Doctor Who 50th with that whole big red chair thing with that guy from the audience who looked like Matt Smith. It was even named Matt.
I saw that one.
Thank you, Shooter. Good luck out there.
Yes, Jess. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you had Jay Leno retired as the Chin, and then Matt Smith picked up the mantle.
But that's because you have Matt Smith like, huh? And then you have David Tennant who's sitting next to him looking at the TV and then like looking back and forth like, oh, this is like awesome. I now have so much comedy I can do to my friend.
Let me ask this question because I'm curious. Because Mr. Angel, I'm not familiar with Graham Norton. And I'll be honest. Usually, he's got more of he's British, right? He's got that accent, and I have trouble.
He's Irish. He's actually Irish. It's a British show.
I have a lot of trouble with accents, and I do. And
he's not strong.
To me,
it does not
take
much.
Accent. But it doesn't take much. Accent. But for me, it does not take a lot. And at some point, if I do it, I tune out pretty quickly. And I've seen him, but I kind of just keep tuning. But Mr. Angel made a point here that his show has certain spontaneous feeling about it. That American actors usually like the fact they don't have to moderate themselves. Now, what does that mean about the American moderate? I mean, is it that they're not scripted? Because I know, like the Tonight Show, and some of those you can tell it feels very
censored. It's not as
and they don't, even with it being late night here, it's the lines aren't too much more relaxed versus if you were like earlier, like it was like a daytime talk show. It's still pretty much the same lines. It's over there, I think, because it's the British humor thing, or maybe the British are going, hey, it is late night. It's not as much of a line you have to worry about.
Well, they also just in Britain and in Australia with late night shows, they trust the talent to work with what has been scripted and agreed to in the green room and the pre-interviews, as they say. But they trust the talent to go with the flow, let the guests go with the flow. And if someone is like Graham Norton, they might lose the track for about 5 minutes, but then he tells a clever joke about it and he brings it right back on topic and brings up the next point. And he can do that gentle way.
And also I say but the line, you're not having to be like, oh, I gotta be very, very careful and not cross this line and say this because then I'll get in trouble. It's more of a relaxed line there than it would be here. They're it seems like here it's I've seen I've watched late night reviews for them. It's like sometimes it seems like the daytime people are more relaxed as far as what line they can cross than the late night people, which don't make sense.
Well, again, Jess, you'll laugh at this because you've seen probably more episodes than I have. But what other talk show host are you going to see bring out somebody who's a guest who is a notorious, shall we say, party animal, and have 3 different bottles of 80 proof something on the table ready to go for them?
See, listen, I tell you what,
they get to drink on there.
But that is what's outstanding. I mean, I remember the old 60s and 70s. They had the cigarettes on the counter on the table.
Oh yeah,
they were just it was all up and out. It wasn't hidden and all this stuff. And now it's like, oh, Pollyannas and this, that, and the other. But
Pollyannas.
Well, but it's like the whole thing. Padawannabe's here. Hey.
Hello, Pata.
Hey, Padawannabe.
It says, like Graham Norton, great fast wit, very current, but all the guests get to talk with each other. See, that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of what I like with this type of show. Like you guys here, and what I try to do with a lot of these type of panels is let us all have fun, talk, and chase squirrels together. You know.
He's a big squirrel. He's a big squirrel.
Yeah. Oh, there's.
Do you remember the Michael Douglas show?
Oh God, yes, that was great.
I think he was a kind of a lot like that. I think that show was kind of a lot like that. He was great. They could kind of do stuff. The guests interacted with each other, which I think is what he was saying. Instead of, okay, we go on, we ignore this person sitting here, and we're just going to talk to the guests. And I think Michael Douglas was the epitome of a talk show host. You know,
he was a daytime host, though, wasn't he?
He did daytime talk shows, yes, but still. I think Graham Norton's kind of like that. Yeah, there's a little more naughty and a little more, but still that same thing. You know, he interacts with them. The guests are allowed to interact with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
I said, the lines are more relaxed.
You know,
look at our friend Shooter. He's back. All right, you can rank later, my friend. Yes, actually, glad to have you back with us. Yes, well, Magic Johnson. Sunday. Magic Johnson is thank you, Small Town Republic, for reminding us of that disaster. So,
oh God, I forgot about that one.
And Masters said Douglas was a great host. How about Dinah Shore? You know.
I didn't see much of her because I was still in Australia. She was mainly 70s in the United States, wasn't she?
I remember Dinah Shore vaguely. I think hers was. It seemed hers was more like very, very obviously since she sang. You know, there was a lot of more singing than others. But I thought she was good. I didn't realize, I mean, I read something. I didn't realize that Betty White had a talk show for a while.
Oh, wow. I wish I hadn't missed that. I love Betty White.
Well, the reason she didn't have it for a long time. And the reason she did it was because at the time when there was much racial division, she refused to do it. And she had guests on that were not the correct skin color for that time. You know, and she said no, and she had them on. And when the higher ups were like, oh no, you can't do that, she's like, oh, okay, well, we're going to have them on every week then, or so, you know. I mean, it was just like, no, I'm not having this. And so, you know, they unfortunately the higher ups won, and canceled the show.
Yeah.
But but just what a classy lady.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I agree.
always.
Well,
And I would have loved to have seen that show. I never saw it, but I would have loved to have seen that show because I
well,
love that
folks, somehow we started with donuts and we've worked our way to late night talk show host. So hey, we're
Betty
really
White.
squirreling around. Oh, and by the way, so far 14 votes. We have 13 likes
is
now.
there jokes? Oh wait, let me
15 votes. There's what is the best donut franchise? Krispy Kreme, Dunkin', Winchell's, or Tim Horton? Well, Krispy Kreme leads with 53%. Dunkin' and Tim Horton are tied at 20%.
Well, let me
Winchell's
look.
has a little bit of love. So
No little bit
Let me
of love.
look.
yes, exactly. But let me
Go hi, lemon pie.
Lemon
Hello,
Pie's
Lemon.
here. Hey, Lemon
Hey,
Pie. Hey, Lemon Pie. Good to see you.
Hello, citrus treat.
Yep. And see here, Padawannabe said I was in my teenagers for Arsenio Hall. It was a
Arsenio
benchmark
Hall
show.
was a good host too.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good host.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of them are great now.
No.
Well, Mrs., I hate to say this, but sometimes I've been referred to as an ageist in the past, and I will just say, being a member of Generation X, I don't think there have been any good Generation X talk show hosts.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm going to bring up the other thumbnail since the missus is here. I'm going to highly praise her and salute her. But hey, Lemon Pie says Krispy Kreme, and Master says donuts are still a topic.
If the hot sign is on. Only if the hot sign is
on. Exactly. We were talking about hot donuts now. That's what you look for. So,
yep.
Well, see, you got like hour and a half to take. You got to drive up into like the Chicago, right up near Chicago for me. So if they're even like slightly warm, because I remember my high school, it was like one of the times fall fundraisers, the like most popular thing was when there'd be a Krispy Kreme fundraiser for like at least one of the years would always be like a Krispy Kreme fundraiser. So at like the end of the school, like so they'd get ordered in advance, and then end of the school day, like one of the people like teachers or like drove up to pick them up and came down with them or out of Krispy Kreme delivery. It's like in the school day, the Krispy Kreme getting picked up, and you see some of the other kids like hovering around like thinking they can maybe try and get one or something,
No, you can't have my Krispy Kremes.
Yes, no.
Dude, have you ever watched Gabriel Iglesias?
No, but I got thrown out of the way by my mother-in-law. Well, she wasn't my mother-in-law at the time.
No, the comedian Gabriel Iglesias.
Yes.
Oh, I love him, Fluffy.
His
Fluffy,
Krispy Kreme story.
Fluffy. Oh, Fluffy.
man.
I love Fluffy. I've loved Fluffy for over
The Krispy
18
Kreme story.
years.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He's a big fat. He's gotten like smart, but he's big Mexican. He's like saying, and he lives in like Brittany. He has this one story he'll tell. He's
just so Dadman knows, how for guys in t-shirts and stuff in America, you've got the 3X.
Right.
Okay, Fluffy is like a 5 to 6X. He gets his stuff tailored.
Wow.
He's lost some weight down. He
bigger.
might be down more to the 3X now. You've seen his
All right,
listen.
listen.
Yeah, but beginning he was like Hawaiian shirt things.
You know,
he said he went to Hawaii. He got mistaken for being Samoan, and they were like treating him like family.
I heard that one. Yeah, I know.
Everybody, but I tell you what, everybody's got some. Most everybody's got somehow a connection with Krispy Kremes and stories. Either kids do field trips and stuff, but like when I was dating the missus, I had two instances. One time I brought donuts over to her apartment, and the cat laid on the warm box. It was like half of them were flat,
but they were still good.
They were still good. No, the thing was I damn those women and the donuts. They were like,
he brought Krispy Kreme donuts. And he said we had like a little bar area, and he sat on the bar area, and then he stood in front of them. And we're like smelling the donuts, and we're like, we want to, and he's like standing there like an idiot. And we're like, and so finally my mom just said, you don't get between, and she said our name, you don't get between us women and the Krispy Kreme donuts, and literally shoved him up against the wall so that we could get the Krispy Kreme donut.
yes, hey. Great stories. Yes, exactly. We look back fondly.
Mr. Angel.
Padawannabe. Yes, the first bite and you accordion it. Okay.
Oh no,
Wait,
Mr.
wait a
Angel's
minute,
gotta
Mr.
go.
Angel.
Yes.
No.
It moved up on me as I was reading.
No,
He's gotta
Mr.
go.
Angel's got to go. But
Oh,
before
no.
you go, Mr.
Night,
Angel, I
Mr.
have to
Angel.
say, I want see. I always like that classic 1960s New York style of donut, Mr. Angel. So like the farther west I would get, and I had to live in the west of the United States, it just was less and less and less. I
Like,
like
is that like a cake donut?
very much, yeah. And they can be very fluffy, but it's
Mhm.
just the kind of donut you would see in like a 1965 live action Disney film, you know? And the first time I had one, oh, I was so young, but it was delicious. And with the New York coffee, the real New York coffee, it was just fantabulous,
So you were
fantabulous.
scored.
I didn't. The missus will kill me for this, but I was supposed to have one donut and a coffee and then go have lunch and then meet with people at a big comic book office. And I just stayed there for an hour eating donuts and coffee, and I didn't
yes.
bother having lunch.
Oh, I would. Hey,
exactly.
Hey, every once in a while, you've got to have a donut breakfast, a donut brunch, or whatever.
Well, I'm
We
going to
took-
pull
oh,
something up.
talking about donuts. We
Okay.
went, and one time you can take that down now.
Well, we'll tell everybody about this. We'll go
You
back
can
to
take that down now.
Well,
There's not much to tell about it. But,
well, it's nice and spacey. It's got
yeah,
stars.
it's got stars because it's late night
Mm.
and it's dark.
I love it.
And, yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and talk about donuts. I'm gonna.
We were working at a concession stand at a
Ooh.
little league thing one time, and they had these. They were hamburgers,
Ooh.
right? Am I correct?
Oh
Daddy?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
they were hamburgers, but instead of using buns, they used Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my God.
Oh, a heart attack, clogged arteries on a but it was
Yeah.
good. It was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
No. Oh dear. Oh dear. No.
It was with
No,
the sweetness of the Krispy Kreme donut, and then you have the savory of the hamburger.
Mm. Mm.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Well,
I'm
here's
glad
the-
they don't have that here, Mrs. I'm
Well,
glad they don't have
here's
that.
here's a picture of what one theoretically
Ooh.
looks like. Let me get this thing blown up a little bit.
I got to see this.
Okay, all right. So got it here.
They have that looks like it. They have extra,
Mr. Angel's still in here, so
and that one has bacon on it. Oh, you know it would be good if you had the Krispy Kreme donut and you had the hamburger, and then you had a fried egg, and then you had bacon.
Oh my
Shooter.
God.
look at
Oh my
Shooter.
God.
Dear God, the horror donut hamburgers.
Oh my gosh, that would be so good. Breakfast on a bun.
No, wait, no. Shooter cannot say that because despite my accent, he knows that I'm an Antipodean too. And a classic Australian hamburger, and please, don't be too horrified. You have a slice of beetroot, you have a fried egg, and you got a big old slice of pineapple on that sucker, sometimes with cheese.
That sounds good.
What? Yeah, see, I don't know about
That
that.
man's getting queasy.
Yeah, he's a very, very minimalist sometimes when it
Yeah.
comes to food. Ketchup.
I don't think
Exactly.
Dadman is a beetroot guy.
No, it sounds too much like a bunch of tree hugging hippie crap. Hippies, hippies.
Yes.
Good night,
Yes.
Mr. Angel. Mr.
Good night,
Angel.
Mr. Angel.
Mr.
Thank you
Angel.
for being here. It's
Yes.
always a
Yes,
treat. It's
I'm so
always a
glad I
treat.
got to see you. Or
Now, see,
read
this
you.
is kind of a cool story here. Like everything else, when you can make them homemade and stuff, like Padawan be saying, when he
Yeah.
was little, his mother would make them. We would make donuts from Pillsbury dough. They fry them in oil and cover them in cinnamon.
Oh, yeah, and that's such an easy.
and
you
basic, yeah, just cover.
I
Yeah,
see where they've done them with biscuits, and
Mhm.
you kind of cut the hole in them, and you deep. Oh,
no, I know it's it's like for us. It was
beetroot. You're talking about an actual beet, right? BEET.
Yes. Yeah. A
But
slice
it's
of
like-
beetroot.
Is
Deep
it
purple.
is it
Stain your.
raw? Is it raw?
Yes.
Oh, look!
Yes,
Look at this though. Look at this. Padawannabe says he's had a fried chicken breast with Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Oh
his
my
bun.
God.
That would be good. I think any kind of meat anything on a Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, my
would be
goodness.
good.
But with
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the thing is with the beetroot. I mean, you have the fried egg, which is hot. You have the pineapple, which is cold. You have the beetroot, which is cold, and sometimes lettuce, and that's just popped onto the hamburger in a classic Australian kiosk burger. Um, and it's actually, aside from the egg, it's actually quite healthy for you, and that's fine. But it doesn't necessarily, to people who are accustomed to an American cheeseburger taste, an American hamburger taste, it can be quite a shock.
Right. I can see that beetroot beet, but I love beet.
And beetroot stains clothing like
Yeah.
nobody's
But
business.
you
You
know,
got to wear a
I
bib.
But
But
is
I
it like
have
beet, like
never
the purple beet, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
The
I
purple
have
beet,
never
yes.
had raw beetroot. Beet.
Lisa. Lisa's welcome in Aussie land anytime.
Well,
And
you
I'm
know
sure-
what? Okay.
I mean, I like them, and Shooter probably grew up on them, and yeah,
Mhm.
it's something you get used to. But then we had the beautiful American tradition of little slider burgers, like
Yeah.
gourmet slider burgers, come into Australia, and those have just taken off like wildfire.
Well, see, that would
Um,
be neat because you can have. I like sliders because you can have like different kinds of. They all don't have to be this. You don't have one big burger. You can have,
right.
this with that on it, and
It's like getting 3 burger experiences in one, and we generally serve them on a nice little like a wooden thing that looks
Mhm.
like a
like a cutting board.
yes, like a cutting board. And then you'll get the steak chips alongside those, and you'll get like 2 different sauces or 3 different sauces with the steak chips, and you get extra sauce sometimes with the sliders. So it becomes a meal experience. You got to
Right.
take your time with it.
I love
I'm going to
food.
pull some
That's my
stuff
problem.
since we were talking about donuts and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
This is from a place that Mrs. and I we were at a channel meetup for Lorena last year, and a place Everglazed Donuts over at downtown Disney or Disney Springs or whatever they call it.
Lovely.
This one up top here, I'm sorry it's blurry, but it pulled the best picture I could. That is a regular a donut, but all that the vanilla cream icing, like an Oreo cream icing with Oreo cookie pieces and Oreo cookie on top of it.
Oh,
That's the first donut I've never been able to eat all of it.
I'm
At
trying
one
to
sitting.
remember which one I had.
You had, yeah, I know, because see, there's some that had cereal on it, like
I
Fruit
didn't have a
Loops.
cereal one.
Someone had Country Crumbs. I think this one here was like a s'mores.
Mm.
This one down here, I believe, is a peanut butter cup one. So
Goodbye, blood sugar. Goodbye.
exactly.
Yeah. You
I
You,
want
uh,
that
Yes.
one.
And
I know I'm a classic.
Padawannabe,
Oh,
Padawannabe, we do have a Voodoo Donuts down there at Universal City.
I've heard about Voodoo
City
Donuts.
Walk. Yeah,
But you know,
I've heard
I
of
I
will
like-
say I
go
like
ahead, Mrs.
Everglazed better than Voodoo Donuts.
I thought the
Ooh.
selection was better. I
Yeah.
thought the selection was better.
Yeah.
I got more elated. Food-wise.
elated.
Yeah.
You do not know what I want to use there for a different word, but it was like food heaven. Food
It was
food
a
max.
he
Food
had
max.
he had
Woo!
a he had a food orgasm. He didn't want to
Oh my
say it
god, you
that
said
way.
it. Damn it. I didn't even
I will
you
say
weren't
it.
supposed to say it. Dang, okay, well
As
No,
he's
we
see
are
what
eating-
you do
as
is
he's-
you use
as
the
he's
combo
eating-
word foodgasm.
As he's
Yes,
eating
exactly.
that donut, his eyes are rolling in the back of the head and he's moaning.
Oh my god. Wow, I did
Yeah.
not expect that, but hey, yeah, it was truly heaven on earth. It was, dude. You said that was a whole year's of sugar in one blaze.
Yeah.
It really was. So, oh my goodness. See, Padawannabe says the bacon maple bars are good. Lisa likes the donut filled jelly filled and Boston cream. Yep.
I love jelly filled. We can't make those properly here, but I love them, Lisa. I'm on your
See,
side
but
with
see,
that one.
About Culver's earlier, this cream. Whenever I heard custard, I thought the custard that they serve would be like the cream in a Boston cream donut, which I don't like.
Hmm.
But this cream, I mean, that's a whole nother thing with Culver's and their frozen custard. That place was amazing tonight.
Technically ice cream is kind of already made with the custard because you make ice cream using creme anglaise, which is pretty much a custard. But like Culver's is like custard because like they are more like think like British custard maybe.
Ew, okay.
Or
I
it's,
remember
but then frozen, so it's like a nice rich thick thing, and then turned into an
okay.
ice cream.
I remember what donut I had. It had it was purple and it had ube in it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Um, a purple glazed ube donut iced with buttercream. That's what I had. And
Wow.
and it's called Purple Rain, I guess. I don't know. But that's what I had.
Uh,
I remember now. I had to
all
look
right.
because it was
Yeah,
driving me crazy.
driving you crazy. Well, listen, our great friend Buddy out here was
Yeah, purple glazed
uh,
ube is what it's called.
Buddy was talking about Psycho Donuts. Well, at
I
least
read up on them. Yes.
yeah, this is what I saw from them. Some
Oh wow.
very fancy donuts.
Whoa.
Okay, how do you eat that? I'm guessing s'mores one with all the graham crackers on it.
You,
A
in
lot of them,
pieces
a
sometimes.
lot of them, they give you a fork and a knife.
But
You
even
need to-
then, how do you get to like cut up good and then a bite in your mouth?
You cut it
Oh
and
my
you
God.
use your fingers.
Can I
yes.
eat custard again? Egg ice cream with an egg added
Lisa's
custard.
being
Oh
naughty.
no!
Lisa's
no.
being naughty because she knows how Dadman feels about eggs.
Yes, but he eats cake. And cake has eggs in it, so
Well, but now it's not cooked though. This is frozen, so the egg is still
No,
technically not.
no, it's cooked before. That's how you
It's
make it. Is like
cooked.
they cook the custard and then they freeze it.
Okay,
Hmm.
I'll take it.
I watch a lot of food
okay.
cooking competitions. Trust me.
Did you like it?
Naughty shooter. Very naughty.
did you
Very
like
naughty.
Desserts because of.
Did you
Yes.
like it? Did you like it tonight?
I liked it. It was very
Okay,
good.
What
That
don't
was
even
very-
care how it was made.
Yeah.
Did you do flavor of the day or did you do
I
No, I
something
just
did
did
else?
basic. I did basic chocolate. What did you have as flavor of the
I
day?
did the flavor of the day was the caramel peanut. Oh, what was it called? Caramel chocolate
Thank you.
peanut
How do you pasteurize an egg?
I don't know. It had caramel and peanut. It was peanut butter custard with caramel and chocolate. And I can't remember the name of it, but that's what I got. But then we bought 4 pints to take home.
I got a
Yeah.
devil's food cake waiting
We
for
got
me
a
tomorrow.
devil's food
But-
cake,
Ooh.
a cappuccino chocolate.
But like you
Mhm.
said, Jess, we
And I can't remember 2 other
Mrs.
flavors.
You determined our locations had different donuts too.
Yeah, I looked. Yeah, because you can
Yeah.
look online. And I joined them. I joined the My Culver's Club,
Yeah.
so we got a free scoop of ice cream. Yeah.
What the hell? All right. Well,
What?
listen. I just got something. Let me see if I can bring it up very carefully and quickly take it. Everybody here.
Pasteurized.
This is what's great. You know, we get help from friends in our chats and stuff like that. The great Buddy Hepburn has just sent something to me. I'm going to see if I can get it, share it with you. Share it with you real quick. Yes. No nuts. All right. Make sure y'all vote in our polls.
I love the names of some of the donuts at some of those places more than I think I would like the donuts.
Yeah.
Because surprisingly, I am really not a sweet eater. I do have my weaknesses. Warm Krispy Kreme donuts is one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and a warm chocolate, any kind of warm cookie.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip preferably.
Oh,
That's another stream. Your favorite cookies,
Cookies and yeah.
Oh dear God.
Because you can have chocolate chip cookies, but you can have them depending on how you prepare the butter. It can be different ways. It can be, do you like them thin and crispy? Do you like them chewy? I mean, there's so many different ways.
yeah.
Even having a chocolate chip cookie can be, into marriage.
Do you ever do? I've on the emails, but I'm never able to make it up there. But I think it's like around Valentine's Day or something. Like, there's times Krispy Kreme does that chocolate glaze.
Oh, when we took, yeah, we have had the chocolate glaze donuts, but we had it when there was an eclipse, and we went up to where was it?
It was South Carolina. It was
We went.
It was
There was a national park.
Musgrove Mill.
Mm-hmm.
Musgrove Mill. You could go and you made reservations to be in the park and to watch the eclipse. So we had T-shirts made that say "I blacked out at Musgrove Mills" and the date because of the eclipse.
Yep.
And we went by the Krispy Kreme donuts, which the line was horrific, and bought Eclipse donuts, which were the chocolate glaze. And we bought 2 dozen, and we're going there, and we're like handing them out to everybody there. It's like, oh, happy eclipse! You want a donut? And so we gave them to the park rangers, and we gave them, to.
You're probably the favorite people there.
And the park rangers wanted our shirts.
And they loved our shirts, so we got all their sizes, and we had shirts made, and we sent them up to them. I said, boy, if we thought about it, we could have had some made and sold them, but that would have been wrong.
Yeah.
But
Shooter said in Australia you can have about 4 in the backyard fresh eggs.
Chooks is Australian slang for chicken.
Chicken.
Okay.
So you can have
duck eggs. You can have those. Yeah. Yep.
We can have 3. We can have 3 chickens.
But that's a relatively new change for us. So
yeah, we can have 3 chickens within the city limits. But
you have to try duck eggs now.
But you have to go through a test. You have to go through a class to do them.
Oh, crap. Yeah, make it
thank you, Lisa.
hard. Padawannabe says every so often I get given the craving and the simple hostess chocolate mini donut. Dip them in milk. I like milk, but hey, the missus and I, those god awful coconut ones that we found out in Colorado. Forget it. That was our breakfast.
Crunch donuts.
Yep.
Coconut crunch or something.
Yep.
Oh, it's like toasted coconut. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go ahead. We need to go ahead and wrap up in about half an hour. We're going to be over at our friend Mark D with a C's channel to do Fortnite. I've seen that he's put it out there. We've gone almost about an hour and a half, which is about what we talked about for this type of stream and get our energy for it. But to talk about energy, Buddy Hepburn sent these.
Oh. See,
we got some face. This one up here looks like Jason Voorhees.
It is. It's a mask.
It is.
I think it is. It is. Yeah.
Wow.
I love this. The dead one in the middle.
The dead one. Yes, the stream. Yeah, he put the link out. He's got his site ready for it. So
Lisa,
he's ready.
Shooter said we need to take a class to raise chickens. Yes, because it's within city limits, and it's just.
It's an American thing. If we can regulate, we find a way to regulate.
Yeah, they can get some money some way. You cannot have a rooster. You can only have chickens because they make too much noise.
Oh, go.
But we're in the city. We're in the city limits. We're not in the country.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's why. And within the city limits, you can. And I understand that because my sister. When I'm out in the country where my sister lives, and those damn roosters start, and I'm a heavy sleeper, and they wake me up.
Yeah. Fair enough. Exactly. My auntie had out in the country. She had about 12 chooks and about 3 roosters. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I could not sleep at her house. The other thing was, she'd say, go out and collect the eggs. Those roosters did not like me. And I'll tell you.
Mean.
Oh, I had all these running wounds on my legs from the pecking, Mrs.
Yeah.
They choose who they like. They like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we have less than we have half an acre.
Wow.
Yeah, about that if you're lucky.
If we're lucky, that's we live in a subdivision, so you can't 3 chickens is about really all you can have.
Yeah. So let's see.
We talked about chickens one time. We talked about chickens another time. I actually was reading a magazine, and it was like being like a city farmer. So they were talking about how to garden on your terrace, and stuff like that, and how to have a pet chicken in an apartment. And they did, and the chickens had little chicken diapers so that they wouldn't make a mess. And
did you mean
they would actually walk them?
Did you mean 3 roosters or 3 hens?
No, 3 roosters.
Okay,
he said he meant what he said. 12.
Yeah,
12 chickens and 3.
They didn't fight. Okay.
Well,
they're usually fighters.
Well, the thing was, my auntie actually kept all the roosters in separate, well, big areas. She had a large property, so she did not let any rooster come close to any other rooster. So it was like one rooster per 4 hens, and she divided them very carefully. And she worked with them very carefully. She's a very sensitive soul and an artist herself, by the way. So when she was doing that, she made sure there was not going to be anyone or any animal getting wounded except for me.
Right.
So
Like,
Okay, I'm listening.
no,
You're
but she didn't
expendable.
understand. It wasn't it wasn't her fault, because the roosters were fine with her, but they got really territorial with anyone else who was a stranger. And
Right.
I'd only visit her property every like 3 months or so.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you know, they didn't know me. And
my-
I just go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, my sister, my oldest sister, had chickens, and they had the grandkids over, and one of the kids tripped in the pen, and a rooster jumped right on
Ugh.
top of them. That rooster was dinner that night. They
Good.
yeah.
They said we can't have them real aggressive like that.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Top of the food chain, Mrs. Top of the
Yeah,
food
yeah.
chain.
So they so it was dinner.
Well, folks, thank you everybody for being here. We've hit the hour 26-minute mark. Mrs. Thanks for hopping on with us.
Oh,
Jess,
you're
thank you
welcome.
for coming in and letting us know. I sent the link out to part of the world, and glad you're here, Jess. Really good to hear you. We can focus and talk with you.
Yes.
And Hungry Boy, as always, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
A couple of things, and just stay with me for a second, guys. I'm going to talk about a couple of things we got coming up. It's kind of some new things. Join us the Sunday. I will probably talk college football again in the morning, 9-10 o'clock if I feel like it. So, but that's kind of a random thing. But tomorrow night about 6 o'clock, I'll go live, recapping the weekend of college football, the polls, and the early NFL action, and keep an eye on the games as they're ending tomorrow night. Join us for that. That's new. We also got, we had the late night with Dadman and Friends. This can be kind of impromptu a lot, but hopefully the 10 to midnight range is when we start running it for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Those type of things. So look for this. Of course, we will have our chill chat or something. Sometimes probably more daytime, and let's see where things really go. Squirrel chasing with that one too. We chased quite a few squirrels tonight. Now, of course, Fortnite phone with Dadman and Friends. Now, Jess has put the link out there already in half an hour. Well, that's about 20 minutes. Join us over with Mark Dean with a C to play some Fortnite for a bit. Go say hi. Help us over there. This one here. Now, hold your underwear, everybody. You ready, Hungry Boy? We got 12 people here. There's some new stuff that is coming up in the next month or two. This one is kind of a different type of thing, I think, in some ways, to lead to other things. But two things I cannot say yet. But there is some sci-fi that's coming down the road, folks. Stay with me. There is some big sci-fi stuff that's coming. And all in due time.
All in due time.
But before that, we've got a new show. Well, at least a special one. We'll see if we do all 7 of them. But I'm joined by the great Hungry Boy Monday night talking Police Academy. Don't make me flare my nostrils. Don't make me flare my nostrils. I can't.
Don't make me flare my nostrils.
Yes.
I can't do Goldthwait that good.
I love Bobcat. I love Bobcat. I was a fan of his stand-up comedy before he got that movie role. And I was just, I saw him on the movie poster and I said, I got to see this movie.
Yes. Well, let's close the poll. Oh my God. We only got 15 likes, but we got 21 votes on this poll. Wow. What the hell
did that happen?
I did like the stream.
Yeah. Make sure y'all hit like, make sure you had, but I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. I didn't even have to be reminded by Lisa tonight. So we are closing the poll right here with it. Oh, but Lisa said this is very cute, Mrs.
Oh, thank you.
Best donut franchise. Krispy Kreme wins with 57%. Duncan and Tim Horton both tie with 19%, and Winchell's gets 4% of the vote. So, folks.
Duncan used to be better, but then they kind of changed and got more. They quit making them on site.
Well, no, the thing is, they
Something.
quit with the lard. They changed their oil or their
Yeah,
lard.
there
Kind
was
of like what
something they did.
McDonald's did with the French
Yeah,
fries.
they ruined the
And they've
fries.
never been a double chocolate donut. Used to be heaven on earth from Dunkin' Donuts, and it's not the same. Because they took all the bad stuff out of it. It's so, but yeah, you know, so and then Shooter likes the Bobcat Goldthwait. So, so yeah, so folks, everybody, thank you. Join us Monday night for that. But like I said, join us Monday night because I'm going to unveil a major announcement. It's only a single stream for now, but a super huge stream about a show on the 17th. You will not want to miss the announcement, and you will not want to miss what we do there.
Gosh! I know what it is, and you're still driving me crazy.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got to wait 17 days. So, but hey, folks, everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it, your support and being here. As always, YouTube, Twitch, at Dadman155. Also, hit those notifications. Make sure they're on all. Make sure you're still subscribed or you still followed that you're not. And also follow me on Twitter at DadmanWalking55. That's and only DadmanWalking55. That's the only one that's me at Dadman. It's the at DadmanWalking55. Make sure it's that. Thank you, Lisa. And thanks. Hey, all right. #1 late night. Woohoo! We love it. And everybody,
I would like to do a theme music, but we get probably copyright strike even if we wrote it ourselves.
Exactly, probably. We've heard about that with one of our Twitch friends. So, but on that note, we got about 20 minutes. Get ready for Mark's. Jess, if you can throw that link out there one more time for me, if you have it quick, because I know you're faster than me. You're welcome. Thank you to everybody that's come through. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you've hit that like button before we leave. Everybody, thank you for your help, your support, and just keep up. And there's stuff that's working and brewing and everything. Jess exited the browser. Well, guess what? I actually happen to have it up right now here. So,
that's
folks,
funny, Jess.
There it is.
That's twice. So, hey, there you go. All right. Well, I did it too. So, hey, there you go.
Oh no, it's like over and over again.
You
must
watch
this show. Watch it.
Go spam Mark with a bunch of donut talk later. So, okay.
Oh, I need a donut now. I ain't got donuts.
I know.
I need a donut.
All right. Well, everybody, and we love whoever loved the Padawan Bee. You love the Hostess chocolates. We love the Hostess crunchy coconut things. God, they're addictive. But everybody, see you tomorrow morning for football.
But only when you're on a road trip.
Yeah,
Can I make one joke? Can I make one joke for Shooter before we depart? One joke. I don't have donut Shooter, but I'm like my Nana and probably like your Nana. I got plenty of Monte Carlos and some strong tea ready to go. He'll know what I mean.
I'm gonna have to look what that is.
Oh, you'd like Monte Carlos, Mrs. You would like them, especially dipped in coffee, unless you're a tea person. I dip them in really strong tea, but they are Arnott's brand Monte Carlo biscuits is what you look up. They are an Australian tradition, and they are yum.
Oh my gosh! So good.
Yeah.
They actually have. There's a recipe. Okay, I'm gonna have to save that recipe. Sorry.
Mark is not the only enabler on YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Equally wonderful. Like you take them, like you can eat them when they're really crispy as they come out of the package. But if you dip them for 3 seconds in coffee or strong tea, oh my God. Oh, it's even better than Oreos and milk.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like what you have to do with Oreos. You dip them in. Actually, what you do is you take a fork and you stick it in where the white part is, and then you can stick the whole thing in with your fork and then take it out and eat it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dad, man. You're trying to leave it.
No, it's okay. I like listening to it.
I'm just having a little, oh my gosh, this looks really good.
A cookie-gasm.
Yes, I'm having a cookie-gasm.
Oh my God. Oh, y'all are too funny. Y'all are killing me. But yes, folks, see you in the morning for football. See you Sunday afternoon for football. And then Monday night, make sure you're here because you're really going to enjoy the announcement of what's the first of many things that are coming up this month. Buddies, good night. Good night. as like I said, hope to see y'all over with Mark and bring the donut talk. All right, good night, everybody. Catch you next time. Bye, all.
Sweet dreams.
Bye.
Oh shoot! Wait, I did the wrong thing. I hit remove the screen instead of end screen. Bye.